I'm here representing the Sustainable Schools program of Nature Connect. And today I'm going to be talking through reimagining education for sustainable development access through technology. So as I'm sure we can all agree, the urgency for sustainability education has never been greater. As climate change accelerates and ecosystems degrade, environmental protection and sustainable development are two interlinked and inseparable solutions. At the heart of addressing both of these is the need for environmentally literate and proactive citizens. At the Sustainable Schools program, we believe that schools are critical in shaping these citizens. Yet in South Africa, and I'm sure beyond our borders too, as many of you can attest, schools and teachers in particular face many barriers. These barriers include focus on examinable content, limited time, insufficient resources, and often low levels of support when it comes to actually implementing ESD and school action projects. Without addressing these barriers, future generations remain unprepared to tackle the climate crisis. The Sustainable Schools program was developed by Nature Connect to tackle these barriers head-on, to equip teachers with the knowledge, resources, and skills and support to embed sustainability into their schools. On a mission to advance education for sustainable development, we have taken a three-pronged approach: to enhance nature-based experiential learning, to offer opportunities to teachers for further training and personalized coaching, and to scale the support and our impact through digital innovation. By digital innovation or technology, I am referring to the Sustainable Schools Hub. This is an online platform that we developed in 2022 that was imagined during the pandemic and is created as a tool to support our growing school and partner network. Many South African schools, especially those in rural and under-resourced contexts, struggle to access quality environmental education and support. The platform was designed as a way to easily share ESD resources, particularly those that are aligned to the South African curriculum, to connect like-minded individuals and relevant organizations through the community mapping page, which you can see pictured there, and provide a space for schools to report on their sustainability action and for us to celebrate progress and learnings together. In other words, the hub was built to break through the barriers of access and make ESD practical, structured, and connected for schools across South Africa and beyond. However, this is easier said than done. When the hub was first conceptualized, we definitely had a case of magic button syndrome, thinking that by creating this online platform, one click and all the problems will be solved. Of course, having a goal is good. We dreamed of a Sustainable Schools program that was no longer limited to one physical area, but accessible to teachers across the country, a portal to ESD knowledge and skills, and support for school action projects. But as I'm sure many of us know, the leap from idea to impact is never that straightforward. While teachers and partners were willing to embrace the technology and supported us in our vision, the first version of the hub lacked inclusive school-friendly features. Over the last 3 years, we've gone on a journey to learn and adapt, facing the limitations of version 1 head-on. Version 2 of the Sustainable Schools Hub, launching at the end of this year, so keep your eyes out, is the product of countless discussions and contributions from a range of experts, from software consultants, development agencies, edtech specialists. There was a lot of rapid-fire upskilling that was needed from our team. There was much trial and error, but most importantly, we realized the importance of listening to teachers and taking their feedback seriously. Today, I'd like to take you through some examples of lessons that we have learned through the process of redeveloping the Sustainable Schools Hub. Lesson number 1, enrollment. Teachers are signing up to an educational platform and not online shopping. This is the first lesson that we had to learn when we created the platform. We charge a registration fee, an annual registration fee to schools as a token of their commitment to becoming a sustainable school. And at first, when we designed the platform, we imagined that schools signing up would basically be like as simple as making an online payment. Teachers would put in their card details and be onboarded instantly. In reality, we hadn't really thought about the fact that teachers don't control schools' money. bursars do. And every school has its own budget approval process. They need leadership team sign-off and formal invoices. So while the hub did include a sleek card payment feature, teachers were unable to use it. In version 2, this has been redesigned. When a teacher signs up, an invoice is automatically generated. They can download it, take it to the school bursar, and enroll through there. This small change removes a major barrier and gives schools access to enrollment on their terms. Lesson number 2, logging in. The second lesson came when teachers wanted to log into their now active accounts. One of our most frequently asked questions became, what are my login details? Dealing with a diverse range of teachers means dealing with a diverse range of tech abilities too. Remembering the right password for the right platform is tricky enough for most of us, but for teachers who are overburdened with work, they have hundreds of learners to learn, we knew that this process would have to change. In version 2, we have removed password creation entirely. There will be no more thinking of a 10-digit code that you've had to change from the last one that you used. It has 5 different characters, numbers, letters, capital letters. Teachers will now log in with a one-time password that is sent straight to their phone via SMS or email. Quick, simple, and hopefully stress-free. Lesson number 3. Kids aren't the only ones on their phones these days. When the hub was initially envisioned, we imagined teachers sitting at their desks with their laptops or computers in front of them, going through every page and feature in big screen detail. But the reality is the majority of teachers access the hub on their phones. As with most other school information, there's WhatsApp groups, smart cameras, social media. We knew that the hub would have to adapt to this. Devices aside, many schools and teachers in South Africa operate using expensive mobile data and or limited signal. So making the hub mobile and data friendly was a really top priority. Some of the most active users of the Sustainable Schools Hub are teachers in rural Limpopo. They are supported in person by our incredible partner organization, Lafalala Wilderness School. And I'm sure, as any of the Lafalala representatives will tell you, finding reliable internet connection is tough at the best of times. We knew that ensuring the platform was low data and had offline capabilities was essential for access. Actually, on a side note, the reason for us adding email accounts that you saw on one of the previous slides as an option for signing up was also inspired by Limpopo. We realized that with Wi-Fi data, you'd be able to get it to your email and not have to rely on SMS signal connectivity. Lesson 4. One of the key features of the Sustainable Schools Hub is the School Environmental Management Plan, or as we refer to it, the SEM. This is a reporting tool designed to help schools plan and share their sustainability action over the course of a year. Currently, the SEM is an online form that schools submit, gradually inputting information, and it was designed that way to avoid an influx of admin at the end of the year. However, many teachers still struggle with digital skills, and often one teacher carries the load of filling out, or used to carry the load of filling out the whole form for their one school. To counteract this, we added a save and continue button, so teachers didn't have to fill out the whole form all at once, but could fill out a bit, come back to it later. And we also introduced multi-user profiles, so the SEM could become collaborative, and it was no longer one teacher filling out everything, but multiple teachers who belonged to the same school could all contribute to the form. We backed up these technical changes with practical workshops to give teachers the human support they needed to fully use the digital tool. And results have been very encouraging with this input. By August this year, the SEM planning submissions have been the highest they've ever been. Teachers are planning earlier in the year, and we're finding that they're doing it much more collaboratively. We put this down to the increased engagement from our team, combined with incentives in the form of friendly social media competitions that we've been running. But we came to realize that the problem with the reporting tool isn't just a practical one, it's emotional as well. From teacher feedback, we gathered that teachers are still finding it very admin heavy and burdensome, and it's not as connected as it could be. This insight has shaped one of the biggest changes coming in the redeveloped hub. The SEMP has been completely redesigned and will now take the form of a series of gamified challenges, where teachers can earn points for their school with each challenge they submit. We know how teachers love to give out stars, and now they get the chance to receive stars for their school. By introducing gamification, we want to not only provide an innovative reporting tool, but make something that is motivating for teachers to sustain and doesn't lead to more admin burden or fatigue. Of course, technology alone doesn't remove every barrier. Throughout the examples, you may have picked up that schools still rely on face-to-face support, and a hybrid approach is essential. Access isn't just online. We have a partner network of over 30 partners, and a key reason that we're able to support schools both virtually and online is due to this partner network. By relying on the expertise of our partners, we can basically diversify the support, and we have partners assist in many different ways to provide support to schools both virtually and in person. So while we don't want to lean too heavily on technology, especially since it is often prone to bugs and breakages, we do want to ensure that there is a greater access to education for sustainable development. Greater access to sustainable development that an online platform, the advantages of an online platform afford us. I would say that the biggest lesson that we've learned throughout the process of redeveloping the online hub is that it has to be teacher-centric. We had to learn to listen to the teachers, to hear what they were saying, and we need to ensure that the hub works for them and not the other way around. So version 2 of the Sustainable Schools Hub aims to ensure that every single teacher, no matter their context, gets the support, resources, and motivation they need to educate the next generation of environmentally literate citizens.